Okay, welcome to week 87 on the Body Bags channel here. I'm OUTSIDER365 from OUTSIDER365 channel. Hello to everybody. Hope you're having a good day. Um, if you've been watching the other videos this week, you know that the theme of it is Universal horror movies. Yeah! And the Fright Chick chose 1931's Dracula for her review a couple of days ago there on her night. And the movie I'm picking to review is the follow-up movie to that, which is House of Dracula. If I can show it here without any glare. Yeah, House of Dracula, 1940. I think it was 1945. It just says in the 40s in the back here, but I think it was actually around 1945. But it's the follow-up to the Bela Lugosi movie, and this is an awesome Universal pack. It's got both movies on it, Dracula and House of Dracula. Fuck yeah! So House of Dracula is there's this doctor slash scientist guy, Dr. Eldenham, and he's living in a castle, and he's visited by the Baron, who wants to have a chat with him and show him some shit that's in his basement. And he's like, you know, what are you doing in my house, kind of fucking shit. But he goes down with him, and it's very gentlemanish, and you know he confesses to him that he actually is Count Dracula, and he shows him the coffin, and that he's actually living in his house or his castle or whatever. I think there's some connection to that. He's in the that's why the coffin's there. But he's kind of saying that he doesn't want to be a vampire anymore, and he doesn't want to be the undead one, and he wants to, you know, be free of the curse and everything, and he wants the Dr. Eldenham to help him out, which he agrees to do, and he kind of explains, or you know, his theory on the whole thing is that, well, Eldenham's theory on vampires and stuff is that it's a parasite in the blood, and that if he can cure the parasite and, you know, introduce good parasites in, or you know, good blood cells in to the vampire blood, that it will help neutralize the vampire blood, or what the fuck not. So he, you know, decides to do blood transfusions from himself to Dracula, you know, and he'll give him his good blood, his scientist blood, and that'll sort it all out. But they don't kind of clear up if that'll kill him, because if he's not the undead, then, you know, so if he just wants to die, couldn't he just kill him? But anyway, that's that story going on. But this is a kind of a triple threat, because you don't just have Dracula in this. You also have, while they're doing the blood transfusions, this guy shows up and wants to talk to Eldenham, and the receptionist is like, "Look, he's busy. He's doing blood transfusions and stuff with the Baron, because she doesn't know he's Count Dracula yet." And the guy is like frantic, and goes away and locks himself, has the police lock him up, and then he's screaming for Eldenham, and the Eldenham and the receptionist go and see what all the fuss is about, and the full moon comes out, and he turns into the Wolfman. So the Wolfman's in it. And then he's trying to talk to the Wolfman, saying that, you know, it could just be this thing on his head, that if he, his cranium and stuff, and he has these flowers growing in there, and from the mold from the flowers he can kind of cure anything, because he's trying to cure one of his receptionists, and who's a hunchback, and that it's just going to take some time, and he freaks out and doesn't want to wait, and it's like he can't go through these transformations every time there's a full moon out and turn into a fucking werewolf and stuff, because it's driving him crazy and all the fucking rest of it. So can he not sort it out and cure him? So the doctor's like, just hang on a sec. So he can't hang on, so he jumps off the fucking castle down onto the rocks into the cave. So I guess maybe try and kill himself to get away from being the Wolfman. Later on, the doc follows him down, has a look around, and he attacks him, and then he comes through and he tells him, like, look, you know, we'll sort this out. So the Wolfman's like, okay, you know, we'll try and do it, because he's very polite, the character. He's a nice guy, Tolstal or whatever his name is. And as they're kind of walking back to the castle, they're like, oh shit, you know, what's the shit in the ground here in the cave? Oh look, it's the Frankenstein monster. Triple threat. So the Frankenstein monster is just lying there, because he's been washed down with all the quicksand and the mud and all this shit from the Frankenstein movies. So he's there. So now the fucking three of them are in it. So well, if you count the Hunchback, it's a quad. No, wait. The Hunchback is just, she's a nice receptionist. She's not trying to fucking kill anyone. So no, it's a triple threat. So yeah, so they, like, he thinks the cave is the perfect fucking atmosphere and conditions to grow more of these flowers, that he can make all this mold and stuff and cure everything. Science. So, but he does bring the Frankenstein monster up and tries to reanimate him, you know, like, yeah, you know, he killed everyone and was crazy and is a monster, and we know the story, you know, let's bring the Frankenstein monster back to life. And then they're like, no, don't do it. And he's like flipping switches, and lights are coming on, and like electricity's, you know, bolts across the room, and then like he's like, no, he's not listening to anyone, and then someone's, I think the the Hunchback one is like, oh no, just think of humanity. He goes, oh okay, maybe you're right, and turns it all off and leaves him there, the Frankenstein guy. So there's that kind of thing. He's half thinking about reanimating Frankenstein. He's trying to sort out the Wolfman and try and go through his changes with mold from flowers, and he's trying to get blood transfusions to help Dracula not be Dracula. So there's a lot going on in this, and it's a short movie. You know, it's about 100 minutes or 100 something. It's quite short. There's a lot going on. It does. And is there anything else I'm leaving out of the story? I don't think so, because without ruining it, if you haven't seen it, which is all I always try to do this in my reviews. If you haven't seen something, I don't want to fucking say it in a way that I've already told you everything that happens. You know, like in this bit, and there's a car chase, and there's no car chases in this movie. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of the movie, right? Probably rambled a bit about it. So my actual opinions on it would be, sorry, I'm thirsty. I'm having some Old Thumper, fucking craft ale all the way. This is like one of the really cool Universal movies, and I love Universal movies. I love the overacting. I love the way they, you know, the whole comforting thing when they grab someone's elbow and their shoulder, and they're like, you know, being compassionate, and the way that they will say 2 words this way and then look out the window and finish the conversation over here. And I love that whole way of acting. I just fucking love it. It's so good. Casting wise, the other thing I left out is that the blood transfusions and stuff like this. Dracula kind of does a fucking trick and fucks around with it and gets his blood into Eldenham, which doesn't turn him into a vampire. It turns him into a fucking mad bastard. That he's just fucking crazy and, you know, is going on a killing spree. And there's flashbacks of the Frankenstein movies, and, you know, he's subliminally telling him to fucking, you know, reanimate the monster and become Dracula. We're not sure, but back to my thoughts on it. Yeah, it's a really cool movie because I love these Universal movies. There's something about them. I fuck all Blu-rays. I only probably have about 15 of them because my machine died years ago. But I always wanted to have that Universal set, you know, the Universal Monster Blu-ray set, because it looks fucking so cool and all the movies are on it. It's great. This is a really good one. There is a lot going on for a short space of time, as I said. I never actually liked John Carradine. Yeah. Carradine, yeah. I never liked him as Dracula in this. I just, you know, he's too much of, he's got that kind of penguin tuxedo thing going on, you know, with the fucking like top hat and white gloves, and, you know, he looks like he's more in a musical kind of thing. You know, he's just missing the fucking monocle and the cane or something. Because I guess he's trying to be like the Count thing and not like the Dracula stuff. And he is sporting a spiffy mustache in this Dracula. And, you know, I like Bela Lugosi, Christopher Lee. I don't like Dracula with a mustache. But then Eldenham has a mustache too. So does the Wolfman. So does the policeman. Everybody has a fucking mustache in this movie. Tashes were in at the time. Except for the Frankenstein monster and the servant's son. The guy that's really crazy and looks burnt up and stuff. I think they're the only two that don't have mustaches. Every other guy in this movie has a mustache. And the Frankenstein monster, under the makeup, he probably has a fucking mustache. You know, so it's probably just that one guy that doesn't have it. The director was like, well, you all can't have mustaches. But, so this is a really good movie. I don't have a number rating system, but I would give this a fucking, yeah, you know, this is cool. It's, it does have so much going on in it, you know. The Wolfman transformations for at the time are really, really cool. You know, I mean, if you look at it now and you're young and you're thinking CGI, you're like, eh. But if you grew up on like watching these old movies and everything, you know that frame by frame by frame, how long that must have fucking taken for the Wolfman transformation. It's just so cool. Really, really enjoy it. Really like this movie. You know, if you like the Universal ones, you've probably seen House of Dracula already. That's my review on it. Yeah, so that's the movie, House of Dracula. I'm OUTSIDER365. Thank you very much for taking time to watch my video. And I will be back next Saturday here on the Body Bags channel. Take care. Have a good week. Bye-bye.